So what we're doing today, we're out here in the field spraying our wheat for weeds. We used to do that in the spring, but we transitioned to spraying it in the fall because we get better control of ryegrass if we spray in the fall. We call this farm Green Valley, and we call it Green Valley because
it's on Green Valley Road.
It's on Green Valley Road. It's funny how you come up with names for farms, but we're gonna ease back here in the back. We're gonna start in the back. This is the very first wheat we I keep wanting to say drilled, but we didn't drill it. We sold it. Took the disc and worked it in. You can tell we got some wheat that's not very big, and we got some wheat right there that's pretty thick. And that's just because of the moisture situation we had this fall drilling wheat. We had moisture in places and didn't have moisture in other places. But this all coming up and coming on. I ought to rename it the Grand Canyon Farm, because that's what y'all know it by. We know it as Green Valley. Y'all know it as the Grand Canyon Farm. But y'all get to see how the Grand Canyon looks.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, November the 14th, and we are out here spraying wheat on Green Valley Farm, out here where we did all the terraces. As you can see, he's got them worked up, slicked up. Wheat's growing. I don't know if you saw it as he come by, but it'll be the right far hand boom there, he got into some trees and broke two nozzle bodies, and of course we only had one on the sprayer, so he just shut that section off, and he's just coming back and double backing. Whenever we get done with this farm, I'm gonna run up when we get done with this farm and get him filled up, I'm gonna run up the Tennessee tractor and get us some more to put on the sprayer. This sprayer is bad about, if you even look at a tree, you're going to break a nozzle body. And you wouldn't think you would with the way that boom's designed, but it'll get them. Get them for sure. Yeah, you can see it that far right outside boom section. The terraces they're holding, or basins, they look like they're holding good for the most part. About 200 acres left to spray. We sprayed about 30 yesterday. This is 45 acres here. Got 200 more. Most of it's out around the shop though, so it's pretty close. We like to keep the wheat close to the house. But this will be pass number 1 of, well, 2 side dressing, 1 early fungicide, and then a late fungicide. About first of 5 trips over this wheat. Got 4 more to go. We last year we 3-shotted the nitrogen. We really didn't see that much yield response, so we're just gonna go back to 2 shots. Probably come back here in late January, early February, and put our first shot of nitrogen on it. You can already see some weeds trying to emerge in it. I don't know what that is though. But hopefully this application of herbicide is what is going to knock that out.
My dumb butt broke 2 nozzle bodies very first thing this morning. Put us behind for the day, which, I mean, it's not like we got a lot really pushing. Robert's got the equipment cleaned up. We're just waiting on some parts back for our track hole. We finally got some open stretch here. We can open it up a little. Maybe it's gonna come on and tell her out and do something here pretty soon. We're spraying Powerflex on this wheat. Powerflex takes care of broadleaves and ryegrass, and the wheat needs to be at the 3-leaf stage. We're kind of pushing the envelope a little bit on this, but I think it'll be alright. The original plan was I was just going to run Culex and Zidua, and I got to reading the label on the Culex, and it did not control ryegrass. For some reason, I had it in my mind that it controlled ryegrass. But we're putting Zidua out to keep any new ryegrass from coming up. But if the ryegrass is already emerged, residual won't do anything about it. So that's the reason we decided to swap from Culex. That's one thing I like about these newer sprayers. It'll run auto steer in reverse, so you back right back down your tracks and you don't make a new set of tracks backing around. Went to a seed company meeting today, learned about some new corn hybrids. There's a new one I'm gonna probably plant quite a few acres of this year that's supposed to be really tough. We're gonna put it on that farm over there at the lake. But I'll tell you more about it come spring. Ain't it pretty? My favorite way to grow wheat right here. No till behind corn stalks. 4 perfect rows between them stalks. All the stalks standing. Not a lot of residue down there on the ground with the wheat to pick up disease out of. That's the way I like it. Yeah, you can see the weight a little better from this direction. See how there's 4 perfect rows between them stalks. That's right, and all the stalks are standing. Probably can't see it, but neighbor across the road over there spraying wheat.
notebook here in the truck with everything that we spray and what day we spray it. So right here we got wheat burned down. Here's the date and the farm, the acres, what we sprayed, and the amount of water. That way we can have better records. Dylan's got the field view iPad and the sprayer document and everything, but I thought this would be a good backup. Just a physical copy. You can see here the date. This is the Green Valley Farm, 45 acres. Power flag, Zidua, primrose, surfactant, water. And then you can see over here where we started today, where we swapped to our Resivant. Sprayed that in front of the shop. Our Zidua, surfactant, interlock, and our water. So just something to keep in the truck, something to write down, something to look back on. Just trying to keep better records this year. Back in the old days, we was talking about this earlier, at the end of August you was done spraying, but now you pretty much spray all year long. It's not just cotton, it's everything. This wheat is about as bad as cotton. You counted up 5 trips over it. The sprayer probably gets used more than anything on the farm.
Good afternoon, guys. Here we go again. It took 3 days to spray 275 acres of wheat, which we ain't been trying super hard. The first day it took us all day to get the sprayer cleaned out. And then we got started about 2 that afternoon, had to spray a bunch of patches. Yesterday morning, I started out, made the first round, around the field, knocked 2 nozzle bodies off, and I didn't have but 1 spare nozzle body on the sprayer or in stock. And then today, we had just a little trouble with the hose reel on the water trailer. But on a positive note, I finally wired it up where it actually works. We've been manually rolling it in. But hey, I fixed it where the electric motor actually works now. Been on the trailer for a year now. But better late than never, right? Boy, this is some pretty wheat right here. Pretty. We worked it up. Planted it right in front of this rain. It's beautiful. So if anybody's curious how this sprayer folds and unfolds, show you right here. Got these 2 buttons. I just raised the tips up a little. Then I raised the main boom section. Then there's a button on the floor I hold and push down twice, and it starts, the tips and everything starts unfolding. You can unfold this little baby pretty fast. And then when I get that done, I let off the switch. My tips start going down. I let my main section down where I want it to ride. Level my booms up a little more, and then just back into position here. We refilled that. We're gonna have to go into documentation here in a minute. Yeah, we're gonna go into documentation. Still running Zidua, but this load we are running a new product from Corteva called Resivant. R-E-Z-U-V-A field here's got a little history of ryegrass, nothing major, nothing out of hand. But we definitely want to make sure we got something in there for ryegrass. Going down in the bottom here. You can make wheat in the bottom if it's well drained. Here we go. Guess it helped to turn the pump on. It typically makes a little difference if you turn your pump on. So turn our agitation on. Get the field laid out here. I like to back in my corners here. Keeps weeds and trees from growing up in the corners. But the only time I don't back in the corners is spraying fungicide. Guys, it's something I've been waiting to do for a long time here. Which we had to get the battery booster, our batteries weak, but we finally wired up my hose reel here. That's so nice. That's so much better.
This right here is some of our wheat in behind wheat, where Dylan ran the disc and the crumbler, and then we drilled it, and it is looking mighty fine, looking beautiful, I think. Got a good stand, fixing to knock out them little weeds there. It looks good. Hopefully we're gonna have another big wheat crop this year. Hopefully, if everything goes good. There he is in the far back spraying the bottom. I know y'all can't smell it, but that reservoir has got a distinctive smell to it. It is quite potent. It's a new chemical to us. We didn't know nothing about it, but our co-op fertilizer man mentioned it to us, so we decided we'd try it. But it is definitely potent.
mercy, I don't like this time change. You can't mess around with none during the daylight hours, because there ain't many of them. Is it even 4 o'clock yet? Almost 4 and just about dark. Well, I got a lot of questions this year about what kind of stalk rollers we were using. We're just running over standard John Deere stalk rollers. I guess you would call them Dylan Joy Specials. They're just tapered stalk rollers. Every year, or every other year, I just take an old stick welder, and the areas they're welded in, I take a stick welder and I build it back up. And to be honest with you, I think that makes them a little more aggressive. But you can make them old headers work and perform without spending thousands of dollars on aftermarket parts. You just got to tinker on them a little bit, make sure all your parts are in tip-top shape. But I don't see how you're gonna do no better than that right there. No residue left on the ground. It's chopped it up, chewed the top of the stalks up. That's about 195 bushels an acre of red corn residue right there, and you can see what's left. What I'm doing today is we're spraying some bottom ground. Kind of discovered this 2 or 3 years ago by mistake, or it wasn't a mistake, but we sprayed our wheat with Gramoxone and Zidua before it emerged, and I had some left over. As a matter of fact, I think it was, I ain't too sure it wasn't this farm. I sprayed the rest of my Gramoxone and Zidua out just to get rid of it. Well, that farm stayed clean all winter long, plumb into the mid of the spring. And ever since then, I've been spraying these bottoms. This will make this field stay clean all winter long. It will make it dry up a lot faster in the spring, where we can get in here earlier in the spring and do our work. This little field I'm in is a very high yielding field, but it kind of fell off this year. I think we pulled that Phoenix hair over it and drilled it last spring, and it was bad wet. And I think we created a compaction issue, because it didn't perform on corn like it normally does. This sun gun right here normally sure enough makes corn. But we're going to address some of them issues, but I always like to kind of start clean. It sure helps on your weed control program the rest of the year if you start clean. And that's all I got to say about that. This is the farm that got underwater. All that down there got underwater. It's right up here is the hill. This is also the farm that we ran the breaking plow on. And as y'all could tell in that video, we had quite a bit of ryegrass, and this Zidua helps with ryegrass. So we're going on and spraying the hill too.